fans to another edition of
God
Shooting from the Hip with the Kingpin, Angel Medina. And tonight we are blessed to have a true hardcore legend with us, one half of the original Gangstas, the mighty Mustafa. How are
See
you
that,
both?
Mustafa?
Yeah.
White people want to make us work quick. I didn't come in to work yet. I just wanted to come in first, get my groove on, get my coffee.
Right. Right.
We got to start. The fans are waiting.
For sure. I understand. Sorry, fans. I was just, indisposed for a few minutes, but I'm here. Looking good, man. Looking all intellectual.
You too. You still working?
I'm picky. I'm real picky.
When the money right.
As long as the money's right, but I'm really, really picky, man.
Right.
But man, black don't crack,
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Damn straight. Angel, I was just talking off air with Mustafa about our series on hardcore wrestling and blood in wrestling, and who better of a luminary to discuss hardcore wrestling than an ECW original like yourself, Mustafa. I was wondering if you would like to begin the discussion with discussing some of your shared experiences in the original ECW.
Well, the original ECW, Nancy Reagan wouldn't have loved what we were doing, because she would have said, "So they know the drugs," because we was on everything. You name it, every Roy that came through there, you name it, the Percocets, you name it, it came through there. The beer, the drinking. If anybody was sober, I didn't know. I didn't know. I had so much fun. I was just partying, wrestling. I just made sure to take care of the boys. Now, I didn't get so drunk and high that I didn't take care of the boys. You know what I'm saying? But what I did was I had to work out. That was one of my things. I had to work out like 4 or 5 times a day, because I got drunk and drunk and high at least 4 or 5 times a day. So, and I wanted to work out after that, because I grew up in an era in the South where we would drink a bunch of beer, and then we'd go play one-on-one in basketball, tackle football, go swimming, and all kind of stuff like that. So I came from that era.
Oh, well, same era, man. My thing was 45 St. Ives, Crazy Horse, Mad Dog 2020.
Right.
Those are ghetto beverages.
Oh, yeah. Those are
I'm talking to Jack. He's like, what?
I'm doubly confounded because I'm Canadian. We don't have those here. I'm vaguely familiar with them, though.
You had 40 ounces in Canada. No, you never have
gallons. I think you had a gallon of beer, didn't you? Like in gallons?
We can get kegs, and I think they come in just recently. If you're looking at craft beer, you can get a liter or so, but not the traditional old school 40.
That's liter, maybe. Yeah.
Interesting. Like, I figured in the 90s, there's ghettos everywhere. I figured up there they had to have some type of, St. Ives or something.
Right. Well, America is America. Canada actually loves their people a little bit. They have no love for nothing. You got to survive.
For sure.
You got to survive. Right. We got the food stamps and all the stuff for the people. Now you go to another country, there ain't no such thing as no food stamps. You'll see a gang full of kids running around. You better get across the other side of the street.
Damn right.
Robbing you. They hungry. Their stomach in the back of their ribs. You know what I'm saying? So
we'll circle back to ECW, but I thought I would begin with a factoid that I found interesting. You were trained by Gene Anderson.
Yes.
The legendary Gene Anderson.
Right.
What was that experience like for you at the time? Was that about 90-ish, 89, 90-ish?
Yeah, my first name was fuck shit. Can you get it right? That was my first name with Gene, because watching wrestling, and he wanted you to do it his way, and his way was the money way. I'm not saying that other people didn't draw money, But he's trying to teach you how to draw money by getting into the ring, going through the ropes, locking up, the buckles, hitting the buckles right, all that, and he taught me all that.
And then you in fairly short order got a deal with WCW and worked on a lot of the worldwide and Saturday night tapings. Is that accurate?
Well, I was WWF first.
Okay.
To the youngsters out there, I was WWF first. Saturday, it's funny because Saturday I just finished school. That was it. Gene said, "I'm done with you." So I said, "Damn, that's it." He didn't say nothing. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. He didn't say shit after the school was over. So I went on went home. He said, "Well, give me your number. I'll call you if I got something for you." Right, Gene, man. I don't know whether I wanted to hug him. I couldn't hug him. I was on the phone. But he said, "Hey, kid." He called me on Sunday. He said, "Hey, you're going to New York." WWF is called New York. And he says, you got something going on Monday. I said, Monday? I just watched Andre the Giant and those guys on TV. Next thing you know, I'm right there with Andre the Giant. Walked in the wrong dressing room, I thought. So I walked in, looked up. It was Andre the Giant playing cards with Haku and those guys.
Playing cribbage.
Duggan. So one of them said something to me. It might have been Duggan. He said, "Brother, who trained you?" Because I was not in the right spot because they didn't know I was. I said, "Gene Anderson." "All right, put your bags down, brother. You all right?" So that was my entry into the WWF, and then I went to WCW after that.
What was the atmosphere like in WCW during that time? We've had a lot of guests that even though the business was somewhat down in that early 90s period, a lot of fans especially look back on that, myself included, in that era, and look at it as some of the some of the highlights of the decade, and especially the center stage taping, Saturday night, etc. What was the your experience like being booked there?
Well, the atmosphere with me was I was more of a quiet guy. I'm not quiet, but I'm just saying I was more of a quiet guy learning. I would listen to people. If Angel had something to tell me, you had something to tell me about pro wrestling, I'm gonna listen to you. Now, whether I use it or not, I don't know, but it'll be in my repertoire just in case I need it down the road. Okay, so they were walking on eggs, a lot of the guys, because it wasn't a lot of stability there. Because of the fact is that they didn't have the people that was running the storylines and things like that. There was too many guys. It was Kevin Sullivan, a couple of guys, you know what I'm saying, and it just didn't go smooth all the way through, man. And it was just surviving. It was just surviving, just like it normally do.
Too many cooks. Angel, do you have any input on that area?
Oh no, you put this much salt in your your soup or something, and then no, you use brown sugar. It was too much,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why it fell.
Well, what was your question, Jack?
Well, do you have any of your personal thoughts on WCW at that time, watching as a fan, or the fact that the business was down at that time, yet from the perspective of those who saw it, it was pretty solid television product at the time?
Well, I was more of learning, making money. I mean, I would listen to guys, man. The Steiners talk, not directly to me all the time, but I'll just sit there and listen. I wasn't the kind of guy that thought I knew everything. It was the fact of the matter that guys were just trying to survive out there, man. And they wasn't really trying to throw a product out there that was. They weren't looking to. Let's put it this way, they were thinking about 20 minutes from now. They weren't thinking about 20 years down the road, because if you look at it, they had the product, but guys didn't want to do the job for each other. A lot of arguments on angles. What's the hot thing to put out there right now. People don't know what's going on. They just have matches a lot of times, you know. So it was very it was organized chaos, basically, you know.
Yeah, I've heard that before. A fan wants to know. Of course, this was going to come up. Tell us about the pencil shavings. My cousin hasn't heard the story. That's young Macho Man.
Oh man,
I heard that story from Jack.
Well,
I don't know if it was a straight shoot or not.
No, it was the day I was you know, I write down my workouts and stuff, and you know, we have pencils around, pencils and things like that, and a little sharpener and stuff like that. So just sharpening stuff, you know, bringing it out. So I'm getting drunk and I'm smoking, and you know, shit, we rolling the weed up, and you know, I said, well, I got a little individual joint that I want to roll up. I said, you know what, let me go and try this and see what's going and see what's going on. It wasn't no difference, you know what I'm saying? It smelled funny a little bit, but it wasn't no different. I smoked them shavings, man.
I knew some cat smoking tea bags. I remember back in the days, tea bags. Like, what the hell? Tea bags.
Yeah. You know. It was buck wild. I mean, you know how the atmosphere was in ECW. You know, it was unbelievable.
Oh man, I said, like I said, I seen some stuff that I mean, like I said, I was never big into the drug scene. I took some somas, I'll keep it 100, but some of the cats used to fall off with some heavy shit, and I used to be like, man, I can't be like that. Nothing negative. I just couldn't flow that way. I was just more for the women. I was just smashing. You know, I would end up in the closet like David Carradine, dead. ECW Original, dead in the closet. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That was my vice. You know.
So let's fast forward to your involvement in Smoky Mountain. A lot of the fans remember this as you know, truly, you know, some very quality stuff and totally cutting edge at the time, and that's where you met and hooked up with New Jack. Can you run us through how you made the connection to Smoky Mountain and how did you team up with Jerome?
Well, part of that's not necessarily true. Me and Jack knew each other before wrestling. We was in the together in Atlanta, and you know, I hooked up with Jack. You know, Jack was a bounty hunter.
Yeah,
so he's all kind of things before I met him. You know what I'm saying? So,
you know what's funny is Jack. I mean, like, I believe you, but sometimes when he says stuff, I'm be like,
Jack was a bounty hunter.
You know, I mean, show me that Carfax, brother. Yeah. I mean, I believe him, but sometimes he threw some shit left field, like, what?
Right.
All right, whatever, you know.
I with him. I went with him. Me and D-Lo did too. D-Lo, we rolled one time, but, you know, I don't know what D-Lo would say, but we rolled with him one time. I wouldn't do it again, I tell you that. Because I'm going to tell you, it's the women you got to worry about. So when you pick up the woman is the one that does something crazy.
Yeah.
You know? Watch the woman. I said, damn, I want to watch her. Now I know why. You know what I'm saying? I've been, you know, I was a bouncer and gotten with a domestic before with a couple, and it was unbelievable. When you took the guy down, the woman jumped on my back. You know, so same thing with the bounty hunting. We went there, and I told Jack, I said, hey, I'm never doing this again. I tell you that. It's a man's thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm a real man, but you know, to stay the man, you have to know when to bow down to be the man.
I hear you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you know what's funny?
Okay. About the whole thing was we met before that, and then we was wrestling in North Georgia Championship Wrestling down there, and we was hanging out. We was doing some stuff. I'm not going to, it's still a statute of limitations, so I'm shut up. But, you know, the thing about it was, I told him, I said, hey, man, we'd be good as a tag team. So Jack opposed that first. He said, man, we're not the same size. I said, that's why it's going to work. Because I'm bigger, you're going to do. After I heard Jack do promos, there wasn't no use to me trying to top that, you know.
Oh, yeah, Jack could cut a mean promo, man.
Yeah,
you
know. Right, so I said, well, let me be the big crazy one in the back and do what I do and let Jack do what he do. And, man, it worked.
Yeah. real quick, man. I mean, I saw one promo. You guys in the cemetery. I mean, I still pop for it, but it was out of like not the off character. Basically, every time I watch it, I laugh because you guys are in the cemetery because of the Undertaker. I think it was.
It's going. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I just pop for it because that's totally like out of character for you guys,
Right,
and stuff. But it was funny.
Man, the thing about it is I'm not a big cemetery person anyway. So part of that was acting. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I was ready to hurry up and do that promo and get up out of there.
Well, you guys were down to do that. I mean, they just mentioned it, and you guys were okay to do. I mean, you say you don't feel cemeteries, but how much convincing did it take to get you in there?
Well, the thing about it was I didn't. The part was it was money. It was money, so you got to make the money. But man, when that promo was over, I hurried up and went to the bar. After that, I was like, man, that was reality check right there. But
it was in the daytime, though.
The funny part is that it was Bullet Bob, and we was gonna go get Tracy Smothers too on top of it. And man, that was a hell of a show, man. Hell of a show.
That's one of the questions I wanted to ask you, Mustafa. Was you had a lengthy, memorable feud with the Rock and Roll Express in Smoky Mountain, and I've heard stories about the Heat, and we're all remembering the inflammatory promos that Jack would throw out there. Can you give the fans just a sample of how white hot the Heat was against yourself and Jack, and what it was like to work with Ricky and Robert at that point?
Oh, well, that's when you found out they were the Rock and Roll. We really learned how to work in Smoky Mountain because with Cornette's mind, Cornette's such a genius. He's crazy. I mean, I'm keeping it real. I think Cornette crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jimmy Good, man, but I think he's crazy too. But we learned more from Tracy Smothers, the Rock and Roll, Robert and Ricky, a crazy white boy. I mean, a dirty white boy. All of them up there. Anthony. We learned from all those guys, and they taught us how to really work. Take your time, set up stuff, and everything. And man, that was the beginning of something beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to really work, learning how to grab a hold, learning how to work a hold. And so a lot of times we couldn't even hear because certain places we would go and they would just be screaming. And the part of it is they just really hated us. It was more of not because we were the gangsters. It was because black against white. What was one of the biggest fights, the biggest money making fights in the history of boxing was Larry Holmes and Jerry Cooney. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Cornette was a genius in saying, okay, let's get this thing going. And we did real good. But all the hatred and things like that, I was used to that anyway, because my dad was a basketball coach, and he was the first black head basketball coach to be hired in that part of North Carolina where I was raised at the time. So
I've heard Jack talk about that, and the man was absolutely fearless, but with that level of hatred, and back then, you mentioned Jim Cornette. He's talked about Smoky Mountain, and that in that particular territory, the fans often still believed and would get violent. Jack never really copped to any of the interviews that I've seen with him that he was afraid of that dangerous element. But how about you? Were you ever afraid that there'd be a riot or an assault on your person with a weapon or something
never.
of that nature?
Never. We wanted to wrestle so bad, and we wanted that money so bad, and we was having fun. We were having fun. I'm talking about where we were hated at in some places, we were loved in a lot of places too. We go into.
I heard stories that.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I heard stories that Jack's Corvette used to get fucked up, because of fans messing with his car. Well, is that true?
Down the road it did. But at that time we wasn't it wasn't no problem as far as. But later on, as we got down the road, that's when it was like, hey, he wanted to put the Corvette up, and we dropped riding around in another car after that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was a problem, you know, as far as the car wise. But you know, as far as us, man, you know how you hunt down that kind of action.
Yeah.
So you're not afraid of it. You're hunting it down. You're trying to get this. You want this heat, and you love it. You know what I'm saying? We was thriving in it. You know, so it was no problem.
Oh yeah, I feel you, man. I was a heat magnet, man. I was looking for it. I mean, don't get me wrong. When the shit kicked off, I'm like, God damn, I didn't know I was that hot. You know, this dude wants to kill me.
Right.
You know, like in Puerto Rico, when me and you bumped into each other at the gas station over there on East Lovett Avenue, you was working for Carlos and I was working for Victor.
Victor, right,
man,
right.
Man, now I speak Spanish, brother. I'll tell you a story. I speak Spanish, but street slang. So Dutch told me, yo, I need you to go out there and cut a promo, ECW style, but in Spanish.
Right.
I said, man, I don't feel comfortable, man. You know, I never really, bumped my gums in Spanish.
Right.
So he's like, no, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Man, I went out there, cut a promo in Spanish, called people putas and all this shit. I mean, I cursed them all out.
Right.
They escorted me out of the arena. I was in the locker room. Motherfuckers were climbing on the bars, looking in the window, saying they're going to kill me. They had to escort me out the building, put me in a car. They were shaking the car like one of those like rock stars and shit, saying they would kill me. And then they said like, yo, don't ever talk Spanish again. Just cut your promos in English. And that's how come I ended up as that New Yorican Baldy. Right. So just, but yeah, Mustafa was the one that put me up, like, because I asked him, I said, oh, so how is it working for Carlos? He said, man, you got to chase your money and make sure you got money in your pocket because he goes to the casino and blows it and then tells you pays you. Right. I'll pay you next week. And I'm like, man, I can't fuck with that. I need my money. So never worked for Carlos, man, because I always heard those stories, man.
Well, Carlos was always straight with me, though. You know what I'm saying? I got my money. I wasn't straight with them all the time, man. I was trifling. I was in the projects in Puerto Rico. It was places I wasn't supposed to go. Hector Camacho
got shot up there.
He shot up in the face. Doing this. I was straight up with him. I said, hey, I'm going to projects, and I knew a couple of partners down there. They were gangster that were from Puerto Rico, and they would hook me up, man. And I go down in there, man. I was fine.
I never had problems on the homestead. It's just me cursing Spanish, though.
Right.
Mustafa, I also wanted to ask you about the famous promos that were cut in Smoky Mountain that people talk about today, including the O.J. Simpson one. Right. How did that come together? Like, being a promoter myself, I have some idea of creative and laying stuff out. Did they just say, guys, go out there and get some heat, or how did that? What was the process like with that one?
Well, Cornette wanted the heat. So he said, Jack, whatever you say, you can say whatever you want. Did you notice in the videos and they had a warning at the bottom? Their opinions are not of Smoky Mountain. So that was the part that saved them from getting in a lot of trouble, because they was trying to let you know that we can't control this guy, so he might say anything. So and Cornette was all for it. So you got to remember, Cornette is man. Like I said, he come to all this stuff, man, and he knows what happens, and he knew it was going to sell. He knew it was going to go down. So he told Jack to say what he wanted to say, and he did. And when he said it, I said, okay, it's on now.
Sometimes the most craziest people, like promoters, like Cornette, are great minds, but they're crazy. They say shit to tell you, like, yeah, go out there, do this. They just have this vision. They're on a different level mentally. So, but they are a little bit crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But see, you got to understand what you already understand this too. Booking and promoting is two different things.
Yeah.
You can find a great promoter, but when he tries to book, he can't.
He's the shits.
And then you have the booker, but the booker can't promote. So when you run across, let's all just say that, I know people don't like Vince McMahon. Can't we just say that man was a genius?
Yeah.
Come on. Whether you like him or not, he's the one that keeping wrestling rolling around for so many years too now. So I knock the man.
A fan on social media prior to our interview sent a question wanting to get the scoop, Mustafa, on your departure from Smoky Mountain in a controversial fashion that
I didn't.
Cornette and Heyman at odds for a while. Could you illuminate us on that?
Well, what happened was our run was over. Our run was basically over. Smoky Mountain was about to go down too. Because of the fact is that these youngsters, man, once you get a certain age, man, you're not as remembered unless the older person there letting them know how that you were good at what you did. But just some kind of way, Jack and Paulie and were supposed to work out a deal. Next thing you know, we going to ECW. Jack calling me, hey, we going to ECW. I said, okay. Didn't know that they was going through all the other mess. I'm just there to go. Let's go to work. Shoot, let's work, man. Let's get some paper. Let's do this. Have some fun. So, and that's what. Next thing you know, we right in front of Public Enemy after that. So, the first match.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to ask you about that. That is one heck of a memorable program that you had with Public Enemy that went, quite a long time. What do you have any highlights from that, working with Rocco Rock and
Johnny
Grunch? Yes.
Yeah. Man, they were good people. They were good people. They were the same way. They want to get out there. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money. Let's do it, man. And so our first thing was we did a run-in on the Public Enemy, and those police, man, they really arrested us. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. They put the cuffs on, and it was rough. They were
as a shoot.
There wasn't nobody say it was almost like we was really getting arrested.
Wow.
They tightened down on the cuffs. Man, had some big policemen, man. There's some big policemen.
Oh yeah, I seen those guys. Yeah,
you seen that, and man, they had some goons, man. And they took us down, and they took care of us after we got back in the dressing room. But they beat out, they kind of whooped our ass back there. That wasn't the only run-in I had with them too. So, but that was one of those times that it was cool, but man, it was rough. It was rough at the same time.
In terms of your run with Public Enemy, do you have a moment or a match that stands out in your mind more than others, or just the totality of the program?
I think the whole thing. I think everybody that was up there that we worked with, it was no hard times. It was no hard time. Like I said, I came up there to become. I was drunk and high a lot, but the whole point of it is that we was having fun, man. And I didn't have no problem. It was always some guys can remember a match where it didn't come out right the way where they didn't work together like they were supposed to. I don't remember any of that. I don't think we didn't have a hard time like that. Not in ECW.
Yeah, I never had in ECW. There was no egos. Don't get me wrong. There was some cats where you like, oh, this guy got to be a smooth worker,
right.
And then you feed, and then you get your lip busted open. God damn, I owe you money or something, Right. And the guys you thought were stiff were smooth workers,
right.
So it's just the total opposite of certain people. Like
right.
Like Van Dam, man. He drilled me with those kicks. I was like, what the fuck? I got heat.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, what was funny with me was the first time that I got stiff, I thought that's what was supposed to happen because being in the background from boxing and stuff in the military, when he got hit, I thought that was normal. I thought someone was normal, and then got to he's pretty stiff. One of the partner I was with when I was doing the job, and I said he was. I didn't know what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Angel? It was like, and I know what you're talking about too, and everything, because see, you were more smartened up than I was when I got to bed. I wasn't. Gene smartened me up too, but it was stiff. Everything he taught me was stiff. A lot of stiff. So I thought that was normal to get popped like that.
Yeah. See, my thought is like I gave what I received. So if he was smooth, I was smooth. If I got hit, I'd be like, oh, goddamn, okay, okay, different style. Right. And then and I give it back. I never bitch. But you'll hear me say like, if me and you were wrestling, you step me, I'm like, goddamn, Mustafa, what the fuck? But I just do it because I'm just fucking with you in the ring, and you start laughing because I'm trying to pop you, and I'm like, okay, I know where we're at, But I didn't mind getting stiff, especially if I knew you. If I didn't know you, then I'm thinking you're taking liberties. But when it's my boys, I'm like, it's just we're trying to make the show look good, make it as realistic as possible. So, but if it was somebody I didn't know, you get your ass whooped.
Right.
Like Psychosis, I whooped his ass.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know him, and he hit me, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, does Marsalis Wallace look like a bitch? I think.
Right. Right.
I didn't give a fuck who he was.
Right.
But but what's funny, Mustafa? I mean, when I came to ECW, it was me and you were always cross paths when me and you were never around.
Right.
And like when I first got to ECW, they were like, I remember Jack pulled me to the side. I don't know how long you were gone, but he was like, hey man, he was doing some coke and he went in the car and he goes, you want some? I said, nah. Right. He's like, hey man, I'm thinking about restarting the Gangsters. I got some ideas, I'm thinking about you. And then one night they put me in, they were like, I was supposed to be you.
Okay.
The rumor was that I was supposed to be you under the hood. So they put me in a black Carhartt, a black hoodie, a black Carhartt, black jeans, boots, a Halloween mask, hoodie up, ECW lights smoking my ass. And so the lights turn off. I mean, it's a video out there somewhere. Yeah. And everybody, and when I got in the ring, when the lights turn on, I'm standing there, and they're like, "Can I attack Jack?" And they're like, all I hear is, "Oh, it's Mustafa, it's Mustafa, it's Mustafa." Because I guess me and you were at this, kind of the same height, especially with all the shit on, and everybody thought it was you behind the hood. And then that, I had to do it a couple times in other towns, and then it faded off.
Right.
And then, of course, the Baldies came into play, and that's what it happened. But supposedly, originally, is that was one of the ideas that I was supposed to come in as one of the new gangsters, but that never flourished. I just, like I said, everybody thought I was you under that hood. That's a surprise.
Work though, man. Work, brother. So that's why there was no problem. At that time, shoot, I was in Puerto Rico, so I was on the beach, man. So there was no way I was coming back because of the fact that there was too many rumors about with Paul. And I know how Paul is. Paul is. It's time to move on. He's gonna move on. No warning. It's not a warning at all about it. When he does. So I'd rather be in charge of what I'm doing than the other way around.
Yeah.
One of the tag teams that the Gangsters had a program with, it was one of my favorites from the original ECW, and that was the Eliminators. What do you have any highlights from that? Because that looked awful stiff from a fan's perspective with Cronus and Saturn.
We had that understanding. You get like Angel was talking about. You give one, we're gonna give you back. But we took care of each other. It wasn't like it was out there trying to hurt each other. Some of the shots that you take, you just ain't gonna be perfect all the time. You're gonna get caught. And when you get caught, you looked up and oh, okay. So, but it wasn't on purpose. None of the shots was on purpose like that. It just happened. And there are times where but the Eliminators, man, easy tag team to work with. When Cronus was alive, stuff like that, man, and Perry, they were easy to work with, man. We knew that it was gonna be magic when we got out in that ring, man. And the part was it had to be tough. We were doing cage matches. We was going through tables. Angels know what I'm talking about. We're going through all that stuff. We was doing it, man. So you're gonna get popped. And if you can't take it, then you got to get your ass out the kitchen.
That's right. For sure. Yeah. And I mean, like I said, if I got popped real hard, I'm like, okay, not today, not tomorrow.
Right.
When you least expect it.
Right.
Oh man, really? Yeah. Least expected, brother. And then I say receipt.
Right.
Okay, we're good. That's like when Chili Willy, bro, did a pay-per-view. We're supposed to go through the table. You know, flaming table, Balls Mahoney throws Angel to the flaming table, but Chili was supposed to prop me up, sitting up. That motherfucker forgot. So, you know, if you watch the video, they just roasted my black ass in there and I got my whole head caught on fire, my back caught on fire because the plastic from the table is stuck on me.
Right.
Chili's like, bro. So Chili goes, bro, I'm sorry, man, but I'm marked out because of the flames and I forgot the spot. So the next following week was kid. I said, yo, receipt, brother, receipt. He goes, yeah, I owe you one. So Poughkeepsie was the following week, and I got suspended by the State Athletic Commission because I was always bandaged up, and they said, hey, you can't wrestle. So I had DeVito and Chili wrestle. So Paul was like, yo, Angel comes out in the end, you know, once he beats DeVito and Angel, you get on him. Right. So I said, Chili, this is when the receipt's coming. So this is what's going to happen. When you go to the first corner, once you step off and go to the second corner, that's when I slide in with the chair. And you take 2 steps back. Just remember, 2 steps back. Right. And, man, when he came down, took 2 steps, I said, Chili, turn around. And, dude, my arms are long, but the chair touched the floor. That's how far back I went. And I said, receipt, bitch. And I just, that chair just busted over his head. Right. And I just kept wailing on him, receipt. And then at the end, he got fucked up. He had some speed knots on his head. And he's like, yo, we're good. I said, brother, we're good. Hugged it out.
Right. Two knots with you.
Yeah. I mean, it was all out of love, man, you know, but you got to get the receipt, man. You know, you owe me, you know, it's only fair. I'm not going to kill you, but you owe me one.
Right.
Yeah. A fan wants to know about your thoughts on Vice's Dark Side of the Ring episode on Jack.
That was all me and Jack as far, but that was more of Jack's. That was Jack's story, you know, on everything. A lot of people don't know that, you know, being raised up, but he told me about this stuff, you know, when we were going up and down the road, and it was not a beautiful sight for him as far as family life, you know, growing up. So you know, he had these problems, but the episode I thought it was accurate. Everything. I you know, when people need how would I say? You know, the extra attention that some guys need in these episodes I watch sometimes is just ridiculous. I thought ours was more genuine than anybody's, to be honest with you. I didn't think some of the stories I watched on certain things was very genuine. They did it more out of look at me instead of, wow, I don't want you guys to go through this, you know, kind of thing. That's why I tell stories a lot of times, because I want you to learn from what I'm doing, not do exactly what I'm doing, because you wouldn't survive some of the stuff I went through if you went through the drug scene and the alcohol and all that. So I want you to learn from it. You know, the younger people. You know, help people too. Shit.
No, but Mustafa, I'll be honest. My feelings were hurt on that episode. I'm keeping 100. I mean, it was legit, but yo, I'll tell you the thing. When I knew it was coming on, I told the kids, yo, Jack's gonna be on the, you know, I knew I was gonna be in there, supposedly. So got the popcorn ready, got the beer ready, had the family sit in front of the TV. Then they brought up the story about the Danbury, Connecticut thing, and all they mentioned was Vic Grimes. And I'm like, oh, well, I know I was in that match. And my kids are like, but I thought you were gonna be, you could at least mention you were son. I said, nah, I guess not, you know. So I'm not gonna lie, I went in the bathroom and I had a tear that, you know, I was like, I was there, you know. But Vic deserved that. I mean, like I said, Vic got fucked up, man. He fucked up Jack real bad because of that shit, you know.
I mean, when he went off that top, man, when Vic went off that top, see, the first one was bad. The way they fell down that first time, and I thought Jack was dead. Right?
Oh yeah.
The first time when I seen the highlight, they showed it down. We was in I was in Puerto Rico at that time. And man, I look, is he dead? You know, and I know he got
Yeah.
some, you know. So.
Yeah. But you know what's funny though? The original version was me and Jack was supposed to fall off that scaffold.
Yes.
And but they didn't set it up right. And I'm like, man, I'm not feeling it, you know, because they had that open hole in there. And I was like, I can't, I'm not feeling, we have to have something in. And that's where Vic was like, I'll do it. And I'm like, you know what? If you want to do it that bad, you do it. And then that's what, you know, I mean, Jack was never, like you said, Jack was never the same, because every time I saw him, like as the years went on, like one time we did a convention, I'm just talking to him and he was just like, I can't even describe it, bro. When you know somebody and then you're like, yo, what's up, Jack? Yo, what up? And he pauses. I said, you good? Yeah. What's up with you, man? What's, you know, like anything we popping on? Nah, just good, chilling. It was just a different person, you know. So then as time went on, when he's doing like autograph sign, Angel said, what's up? And he'll pause like, you, what's up?
Right.
But he had this glassy look in his eye. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but he was not the same person in my eyes. But I could be wrong, you know. So,
well, you know, the funny part is I could at times, you know, we getting older. Man, we all getting older, and I don't know where he gets energy from, but I remember one time we were doing something in Philly, and you know, man, when he seen me, his energy just went way up. He was still the same old Jack and everything, but when you get around certain people, man, he just
even DeVito, DeVito even seen him and he was like, yeah, he's just mellow, different, you know, nothing bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, when he got Vic Grimes, like, hey, that like the brain fluid, whatever was coming out of his ears, I remember seeing that. I mean, that's got to fuck somebody up. And there was no mat on the floor. It was just a tarp, like a blue tarp for like painting and stuff where they landed on.
Right.
So, like I said, man, but Jack always took care of me. Never had any drama with him. Did what I was told. You know, been successful with him. You know, he gets some more of a bad rep.
Right.
That I don't even see, you know, when people talk about it, I'm like, I never saw that, man. I mean, I've seen him flip on people because they deserved it, but just a mellow, fun guy in the back. So it's just hard to, those two different entities, when you see it on TV and the videotapes and the whatever, the Gypsy Joe thing, and I'm like, they ain't never done that to me, man. I never went sideways on him.
Right.
You know, I always had him laughing. You know, when he poured hot sauce in my nose, because he said my nose was big and we were wrestling, and he went to put it in my mouth, and in the bottle of Louisiana hot sauce went in my nose, and it came out my mouth, and I'm coughing, and motherfucker, and then he started laughing. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I just thought your nose was your mouth.
Right.
I said, man, your nose is big too, fool.
Right.
Yeah. Good memories, man. That's crazy.
So, Mustafa, what was the underlying circumstances behind your eventual dissolution of the team with Jack, the split, and the angle on your way out of ECW?
Well, see, me and Jack had this understanding because we were real brothers. You know, we had an understanding that, hey, opportunity is gonna come, and Jack was a star by himself, man. You know what I'm saying? So how long were we gonna keep going like that? And I had other ventures. I wanted to try something new about ECW, because I felt like that you know, the end of the road, everybody got it in their makeup. They can tell when this is over. It's time to move on to the next. Flair, everybody does it. You know what I'm saying? They'll move on and go. He went up WCW, went up to WWE. You know, so I felt it. I was just feeling it, and I was saying, well, I'm out of here. You know, and I know that would be all right. So you know, but you could feel it. You can tell when the business is not quite the same no more. It's not certain people not close like they used to be. And Angel definitely know what I'm talking about there in ECW. You know, so you can feel the separation coming, and I'm quick with it. So let me call Dutch Mantel, see how he doing down there in Puerto Rico, and then Dutch got me down in Puerto Rico. I just took off, man. That was it with ECW.
A fan asked if you or Jack, either as singles or a team, ever were contacted by WWF, WWE to come in, and that includes the reboot of ECW.
Well, they were actually scared of us out of the ring. You know, I had my reputation was with Jack, and some people really thought. You know, it's funny how you do a gimmick so good. Sometimes they really think you crazy. So a lot of times there was a lot of guys thought I was really crazy. So they I don't know, we're gonna have that guy. I don't know, you know. But what it boiled down to, Big Mark told us, you know, Undertaker. Big Mark told us. He said, "Yeah, we'll bring you in, but there's something about them that they just don't trust you."
Yeah, but they're bringing nails, right? Bringing nails, choking people, give them money.
Heard about nails, you know what I'm saying? I get it though. I get it. You know, you don't do research. That's what happens. Shit. You know, but they was afraid of because we were wild. We were, you know, when we get off that ring and we would party, man. You know, and we would have corrupted. I definitely would have corrupted some of those guys up there. You know, there's no doubt. You know. So.
I'll ask you both then what your thoughts are on the WWE ECW, and I'm not talking about the two pay-per-views, but the restart right afterwards.
What's the difference?
Well, what your thoughts are on it?
I heard.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, for me, they called me and they said, "Look, Angel, I'm going to be honest with you. They're not paying. They want you to dress all nice, like in suits and stuff, but they're only paying $700 a week." And that was the pay that was offered to me, and I was like, "That's not enough money. I got a family, blah blah blah, all that stuff." Then I heard stories from the boys that they were just using the guys from ECW to get the people that they want to get over. So if it was because if you notice, people just started getting phased off. So. And if let's say Sabu, let's use Sabu for example, they have Sabu and have the vampire dude get over on them, and then they just use the boys to make their stars, you know, and then they got rid of them. Now, is that fact or fiction? I don't know, but my reliable sources, I believe that is true, and I just didn't want to be a stepping stone for some dude, you know, put my teeth on the curb, you know, and stuff for somebody and get $700, and that's my lineage, you know. I mean, I know my reputation is not, you know, I'm not a mark for myself, but whatever popularity I have, I at least want to keep it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the last dude like, oh, you got stomped out by the vampire dude, right? You know, it's like, fuck that. I don't need that shit, you know. I mean, what's your opinion, Mustafa, about it?
Well, the thing about it is they got some guys in the company. Every company has this. Well, you name it now. They need to try to get over, and they can't get over on their own, so they got to use something. ECW happened to be at that point to do that. I never got a call, which I was glad because I knew they copyright everything, man. And once you come up there, man, and if they do sign you up for something, your stuff is copywritten, man, and you can't use it unless you pay the piper for everything. So the boys didn't know they was going to get ready to get used. I knew what was going to happen. I've been in WCW. I've been those places before, and I know the business. Not like up and down and all that, but I do know the part of it is get guys over, and it's guys are there just to get other people over. And if you smart and know what you're doing and know how to save your money and do what you're doing, then you're money doing that way. But thinking you're going to get over one day, no, it ain't gonna happen like that. So it basically used ECW, and Van Dam was the bright spot out of the whole. I mean, Dreamer and all those guys made it through, but Van Dam was the bright spot.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I mean, even they gave an opportunity to the Balls, and then and I'm not saying he fucked it up, but I mean, he was doing that Kelly thing. I mean, giving him a good big push on that, but then he stopped doing that and did,
Well, he's too far gone. He was like all of us, man. We were hooked. Some of us straight up addicts.
Yeah. True.
But we function and wrestle. And WWE was not the right place to be. When we were throwbacks in the old days. You know, get drunk as a skunk, and then get that ring and wrestle 20, 30 minutes or something. You know, and then what you did outside the ring. And then as long as you ain't in jail or kill somebody, you know what I'm saying? So kill somebody or whatever. And after that, man, it just got real bad after that. So
yeah, I mean WWE now, man. I mean, I heard they got you locked up, meaning like you can't leave the hotel room. You got to be careful with social media. You be careful who you with. I mean, you're literally like in jail, kind of, sort of, you know, because they don't want no bad light. Because one bad incident with a rat or something. Because not everybody go. Because think about it, Mustafa. Think about it, bro. If we have cell phones back in the days, bro, I would have been like, what's that? Akon, locked up, can't get me out. They would have had a footage, bro. It would have been like the Zapruder film, bro.
From the Travel Lodge, was that the place, guys?
The Cylinder of Doom or whatever they called it. I mean, there's some stories, man.
Dude, I remember when the police they got me. I got locked down in the thing, and then I said, well, I still had some dope on me, so I got high down there and stuff. And the next thing you know, the police come busting through, man. And then when they took me down, I said to myself, they trying to fuck me. They trying to fuck me now. You know, trying to take me to prison and stuff. You know, trying to.
Yeah.
I grew up in Philadelphia. As far as every summer going to Philadelphia and seeing my folks up there, so I knew how the police treat people, man. They beat your ass. So they trying to fuck me. I know they trying to get me. So then they handcuffed me and took me in, and then I went to the one of the hospitals. So they thought I was so crazy. They took me to one of the hospitals, and then I snapped out of that. And I thought I was fired from ECW, so I was ready to move on and shit. Next thing you know, oh, we got other angles for you. Paul Lee was like, oh man, you got in trouble, huh? I said, yeah, I got in trouble. Oh, we're gonna use that. I said, okay. I thought I was gone, you know what I'm saying? I thought I'd be fired, but hey, it is what it is.
Dude, I got a funny story. One time we're in Buffalo at the Red Roof Inn.
Yeah.
And my statute of limitation passed, so I'm good. So we had this rat in the room,
right.
And it was one of the guys' rats. I go take a shower. He smashes it. I come out. She's sleeping in my bed. And I'm like, yo, what the? And I said, yo, what are you doing? And she's like, well, he has a sleep disorder that he can't sleep with nobody. And I look at him, and you can see him like with his one eye open giggling. And I said, I'm not sleeping with this chick with all the sludge that you just put on this chick. So I said, look, and it was snowing. It started snowing real hard in Buffalo.
Right.
So I said, no, you ain't sleeping in my bed. Guess what? So I took the blankets, made a nice little circle in the corner, and put a pillow in the middle. I said, you can sleep right there. Right. She curled up like a dog naked in the corner. And I said, you could get a cab, call a cab. Hopefully they'll come and get you, or you can sleep in the corner. And she slept in the corner, and I'm not demeaning women. I'm just saying that's just an old memory, and the statute of limitation has passed.
Has
expired.
Man,
yeah.
You learn though, because like how many got cases from all that kind of crazy stuff, man.
Bro, this shit.
I remember, I ain't gonna say no names. I remember a guy got robbed. Yeah, I said, we was at the bar. That is too good to be true. I don't know about that one. She is too fine. And so she's a crook. So she did something to his drink, and next thing you know, it was gone. All of it. The money, everything. Credit cards, you name it, gone. And he come to me trying to be quiet. He said, I'm gonna call the police. I said, good luck. He said, man, you might as well call on that one, buddy.
You better chalk that up as a loss, man.
Oh, fine though. It was funny though. She was that fine. I said, I'm good. I'm passing up on that.
Yeah. I want to get your thoughts, guys, on when you heard about the passing of New Jack. What immediately came to mind, and did you have any sort of fond memories? That immediately came into your consciousness.
Well, what happened was, all right. Well, what happened was when I heard the story, I was other job, man, just working and stuff, and he said one of the guys I was working with, he said, "Hey, just died." I said, "What?" So I think I talked to D'Lo, and done. So I was in the weight room also too. I was right there, and when I went to the weight room, and I tried to lift a little bit, and try to get it off my mind, and I was just stunned, man. I was just stunned. It just hit me so hard, and I was like, "What happened?" And the part where I heard was that it just heart just stopped, man. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was doing a podcast, and then I found out, and like I was just like here, I got 2 monitors, and I'm just surfing, and then you
yeah,
came up, and I'm like, and I didn't believe it at first, and I'll scroll some more, and they say he passed away, and I mean, like I said, I mean, it's the boys, man, Balls Mahoney, Axel Rotten,
yeah,
we all lived. How can I explain it, man? I mean, I love everybody.
yeah.
I love everybody. ECW's family, but when I call one of the boys and say, "Hey, man, did you hear about Jack?" Heart attack. Goes, dude. I mean, he lived a hard party life, and what do you expect? And he wasn't being mean, but I'm like, when you sit there, like, all the cokes, all the pills, all the drinking, all the partying, it does catch up with you, But I mean, like I said, I love the man. He made my career. I feel bad that he passed away. He was young, man. He was still young,
Yeah. Well, man, yeah, we should have so much to do. That was the part that, and we just getting started, and everything. So, but
The work, yeah.
Younger, you're not thinking about certain things about your body. I'm gonna tell you, the only thing really saved me was the working out. When I get high, I had to go work out. I had to go train and do something.
Yeah.
The Van Dam, I know for sure, stayed high when he go to the gym. So he had to smoke him one before he go. So we had to do. I had to drink and all kind of stuff, and then I go train. And that part, I think that's the part that kept me. Don't get me wrong, go one day. But what I'm saying is, I think that kept me going because I always worked out after I would get high and drunk. I had to go work out, man. I had to do my push-ups. I had to do all that stuff, and the Hindu squats and everything. And I'm high as a kite, feeling. I said, now we got this match to do. And then we get to the arena. You think it's over with. Here comes Sandman. Hey, you want a beer? I said, let's pop it open. Let's do it. We start drinking again. And at that time, it was a party, man. And it'll never be like that ever again.
Mm-hmm.
It like that again. It was a big party. I'm talking about you walk in that dressing room and it was who's who in there. And they was doing what, where, everything. And some of the people that was there, they you could tell that, it was like, hey, this is too much for me. And they would take off. It wasn't because of the work in the ring, nothing like that. It was because of what was going on in the dressing room. We was having a good time.
Yeah.
Too Cold Scorpio. We had a good time, man.
Oh yeah. Too Cold's a trip, man. But I mean, like you said, you're right. I learned a lot of chemistry. Like there were chemists in there, bro. I mean, I was green and I was watching shit like, what the fuck? What the hell is that? And they schooling me on it, and I still couldn't figure it out. Like, God damn, these are some magnificent, intelligent motherfuckers. Like one time I saw one dude crushing Oxycontin, man, crushing it. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's sniffing it. He goes, I'm breaking the time release. I'm getting it all. And I'm like, what?
I mean, you'll meet people like that, and the funny, a lot of guys was doing. And man, the pit bulls and those guys, man, and I was just I would try something every now and again, but it was like I'm good because only reason I was good is because I I got to thinking, I'm like, they don't get me high.
Nah, it's funny though. We're in Dayton, Ohio.
I didn't
this
want.
good. Well, I don't do drugs. I don't really do drugs, but this is why I don't. True story. Day in Ohio, I did a show, hurt my back. We're at a club, and I'm just laying there, just all fucked up and just not feeling right. Sandman comes up to me, goes, "Hey, what's wrong, kid?" I said, "Man, I don't know, man. My back's on fire, man. I'm all fucked up." And he goes, hold on, kid. And he pulls out a pill bottle. And I'm talking like it was like you could put, I don't know what the fuck it was. It was huge. And he shakes it, and he goes in there and he pulls it out. He goes, "Take this, and here, you can have my beer."
Right.
So I said, fuck it. And I drank it. Man, not even 10 minutes. Woo, I feel great, bro. I felt powerful.
Right.
And then as time went on during the night, I just start shaking, bro, sweating. You know, like Smokey in Debo's chicken coop. I was just like sweating,
Right.
And anyway, when I saw him the next day, I said, "What the fuck, bro? I can't hold food down. I can't hold water down. I just kept throwing everything up." He goes, "Oh, I gave you an Oxycontin plus in my beer," and he threw out some drug I didn't know. I put that in there, man. And I'm like, man, I was fucked up. Never again. Then I told DeVito what happened. He goes, "You got any more, bruh?" And I never touched pills after that, bro.
A lot of people don't understand. They say it's fake, but they don't understand. Some people, the pain, it's unbelievable sometimes. I used to couldn't even walk before a match. But remember they said about 20 minutes. Okay, let me get myself right. 15, get down right to about a minute. I'm ready to go. It's adrenaline. I'm gonna tell you what's the best drug in the world is adrenaline.
Yeah.
Best drug in the world. You know how many people would be dead if they had that on market?
That's true, man. That's true. But like I say, even if when I was fucked up, man, once the
adrenaline.
Yeah. Right. But I think, like you said, the adrenaline, man, your name being called through the curtain, man, all of a sudden you're ready to go. But as soon as you came back, whoa, shit, my back. You just collapse.
Yeah. Barely get hard. But then that next night, ready to go when the adrenaline kick in.
Yeah, man. That's how it was back then, man. We worked hurt.
He said he was him and Oli, they had a match and it was Wahoo McDaniels and Paul Jones, and they had worked. They said they took a couple of bad bumps, So that's when they worked in Greensville during the day, and then they would go to Charlotte that night. It didn't work that night in Charlotte, that kind of thing. So he said he could barely get out the car when he got to Charlotte, and he said they was talking, "Hey man, we might have to call a match and stuff like that." Gene said, "You better not. I'm gonna wait until the last minute. If I can't move in that last minute, then we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out." He said about when a minute was ready to go out to that crowd, man. He said he couldn't believe the adrenaline that boosted him to go through that. He said he was good after that. He was good at doing the match. They went 90 minutes too in that match.
Wow. Well, gentlemen, I think we've come to the end of our hour. We've barely scratched the surface, but want to thank you very much, Mustafa, for coming on the podcast. And I think I can speak for the Kingpin that we'd love to have you back again if you can find the time. Kingpin, do you echo that sentiment?
Oh, no, absolutely, man. If I love cinnamon and and stuff like that. But yeah, man, Mustafa, it's always a pleasure to see Mustafa. I mean, it's just funny how we always see each other 4 years from now, 2 years from now, but we always back to where we were, man. Like it was just yesterday, but it's always a pleasure just talking to you, man. And I mean, especially with those glasses, the hair, man, you looking like a professor at one of the colleges, James Earl Jones and White Man, what's that? Soul Man. But brother, it's a pleasure, man, like always.
Thanks for having me on, man, because like I still the youngsters be going as far as in the business, but when you guys come and give me and everything, man, it makes me feel good, man. Not the part about being forgotten. I don't care about all that. It just makes me feel good being around some good people. Y'all got some good hearts, man, and I can tell. and y'all good people. And man, feel free to let me know again when you want me on, man.
Oh, appreciate it, man, for sure.
Tell people straight up. They think that it's easy as far as watering down things. I don't water down anything. So if you're looking for that G-rated thing and your views, you to be 3,000, 3 billion or whatever, and then you got the wrong people. I'm going to tell you the truth about this business. This business is tough, and what they did was they never. I'm going to be honest with you. What they did was they never throw the rope back. I always throw the rope back over the wall. I always throw the ladder back. And I trained everybody. I trained guys that had one leg. I trained people that had one arm. I didn't care. They were mentally challenged. I trained them because I don't know what the crowd like, And then you put them out in the ring with somebody, and next thing you know, they got it. Man, they electrifying. So that's what I think. That's the mistake the business makes is they don't open their arms to a lot of people that they should, and those are the people who will keep the business going strong in the next 100 years from now. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I agree.
That's their fault. You know what I'm saying? So
where can the fans find you on social media or otherwise, Mustafa?
Look up Mustafa. Money Loves Me, Saeed. I'm on Twitter. Basically, I'm not good at this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And SPW. That's basically my wrestling home right now. SPW, because I don't have to go far, and then I don't like driving a 3 hours and flying all over the place like I used to. It was fun then, but when the money right now.
When the money's right.
Hey, that fight is enjoyable.
And also if it's a show with and I'm just being let's say Too Cold Scorpio, you, CW Anderson, you got a bunch of the crew back together just one night just to have some food at Denny's and just crack jokes and reminisce. Sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I'm down. You know,
definitely down with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, thanks again, Mustafa, and we'll definitely have you back. Appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you,
my man. Care.
All right, now y'all. All right, y'all stay up.
I'll try.
Okay. Take care.
Take care.
Wow, that was a great interview, Angel. Do you have any thoughts on what we've just heard? There was a lot of quality content there.
No, absolutely, man. I mean, he has so much knowledge and a lot of stories. It's hard to fit it within an hour. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things that we say. Sometimes people are like, that can't be true, but it's just the 90s. The 90s was a different time, and we were living rock star lifestyles and stuff. Now we're older and we're different compared to the individual that we talked about, who we were. But like I said, we just scratched the surface talking to Mustafa, man. There's probably more good stories to Puerto Rico. How was his run? Is he still, I know he's still working locally, but if the money's right, he'll travel. I mean, just a lot of stories, a lot of knowledge that you could it's a 2-3 hour show,
Well, I very much enjoyed it, and we'll definitely have him back. But I need to get the Kingpin's thoughts on a very pressing issue that was announced yesterday as part of the very big Great North Wrestling event we have upcoming in Smith Falls, Ontario, July the 15th, 7 p.m. Tickets available at ticketweb.ca, and we will have advanced tickets at the Smith Falls Memorial Center. But I need the Kingpin's thoughts on the opponent for the Blood Hunter, a man you know very well, this individual, CW Anderson, the Enforcer.
Man, I mean, CW Anderson is the most talented wrestler out there. I'm not blowing smoke. The guy is at his age, and I'm not saying he's old. It's just he's better than he was during the ECW. He was great then, but he's awesome now.
He looks like he's in the best shape of his life, actually.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the guy is just nonstop. He's constantly working. He's always in demand by the wrestling people, companies and stuff like that. But the Blunter has his hands full. I mean, this guy is just—I'm just telling you, he has his hands full. It's going to be hard for him to get one over on CW Anderson. And like I said, the guy has a lot of knowledge, a lot of a lot of skills, a lot of stuff in his back pocket. I don't know why my screen just shut off. Sleep mode. But this is going to be a nonstop back and forth action match. You guys got to watch it. You guys got to get your tickets. You're not going to get disappointed. Whoever wins, whoever loses, you're going to get your money's worth. This is going to be a 5-star match.
Well, and absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why the Great North Wrestling Executive Committee approached CW was the fact that the Blood Hunter, if fans take a look at the history of the Blood Hunter and the various individuals that he's dispatched, including most recently May 6th in Ottawa, Cowboy James Storm, we felt that he needed someone that could go hardcore, that could be extreme, and who better than the enforcer CW Anderson.
Absolutely. And the thing is, James Storm is a great wrestler, but he's a technical wrestler. He's never been in these type of matches that is like extreme hardcore. It's just a high-flying back and forth match, for James Storm. But again, with CW Anderson, he's been with the New Jacks. He's been with the Baldies. He's been with the Sandmans. He's been in many types of battles that, if you throw something at him, he'll be like, I already done that. So you can't surprise him. So that's why I think this is a test for the Blood Hunter, to see if he could get by a CW Anderson. I'm not discrediting his skills. I'm just saying this is a different type of wrestler, and he just needs to be prepared for him.
Yeah, I'm very excited about the card coming up again Saturday, July the 15th, 7 p.m. at the Smith Falls Memorial Center in Smith Falls, Ontario. We've got a very loaded show with Carlito, fresh off the WWE Backlash pay-per-view. We've got Magnum McLaren, the young upstart, future superstar, and one Ted Hart. So get your tickets right now.
You forgot to mention the cat.
Web.ca.
You forgot his cat.
He does. I don't know if he does have the cats anymore. We'll have to find that out. But Kingpin,
you got a picture of him with a cat. You're promoting the cat.
Maybe he's back at that. Who knows?
Do you pay the cat? Do you have to pay him and the cat? Because like a valet?
The cat gets a booking fee, but we're still working those details out. Kingpin, final thoughts on our show tonight and what we're going to be looking forward to. I know we're working on a number of shows on Shooting from the Hip. Final thoughts.
This was an awesome show, but all our shows gets better and better every time we come on. So it's hard to say this is the greatest show because the next show will be the best show ever. So, like I said, we're not here to disappoint. We'll always try to give you high quality material, high quality interviews, high quality fun. And that's what it's all about on our show. But, we're supposed to bring the What If episodes. We definitely could do that next show.
Next time for sure. That is my fault. I am remiss there. I do apologize.
No, it happens, man. Especially when you get good interviews and good guests. Sometimes that's not on the card. So it's subject to change.
Subject to change, exactly.
But no, we're definitely going to do the What If. Because it definitely is something that we want to talk about. Of what if Magnum TA was never in a car crash? What if Vince McMahon's dad never sold him the business? What would have happened? And sometimes it's like I said, the What If Marvel comic of wrestling. We just want to see what you fans think and what we think and put it all together and make a fun show. Just make our own wrestling universe, Wrestleverse, all that stuff to see what would have happened if this would have occurred,
Okay, so fans, get those scenarios into us. You know where to find myself on social media. It's Jack Kilby on Facebook. Kingpin, where would be the best? And the Great North Wrestling account as well on the Hannibal TV. But Kingpin, where would be the best place for fans to hit you up with their content?
Oh man, you can find me on Facebook, A Medina, on Facebook, A.Medina 262 on Instagram, ECW Baldy, on Twitter. I'm just trying to remember everything. But I'm easy to find. Like I said, you see my picture as a little character of myself, so I'm not that hard to find, And but don't text me some stupid crap like, "How does it feel to work with Van Damme?" Especially at 3 a.m, because I'm gonna get mad.
Fair enough. Well, fans, that's it for episode 6 of Shooting from the Hip with the
knife.
Kingpin.
That's a big knife,
gentlemen. Oh
Ooh,
boy,
that's not a knife.
That's a very big knife.
Yeah,
Nice.
New Jack.
Nice. A tribute there. We'll be putting it out shortly. Our next episode. Watch for it. Make sure if you haven't already, but I think you should if you haven't. I know you should if you haven't. Subscribe to the Hannibal TV, and you'll catch all of the information regarding this show and others. Until next time, take care.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.